Constantly, this room is a great representation of this coming alive. Collaboration over competition. We've always seen our values uh, really become kind of accentuated when you come into the office. So it's just awesome to see everybody here. With that said, we have an awesome day. It is packed with all kinds of value. We're going to talk about some of the things we have coming up. We have an awesome update about Somerville and some of the things that we're doing up there to bring more value to the agent base and take territory, which is awesome. And we have an awesome panel of four individuals from Family Reunion that are going to share some of their insights about what's going on in the market, what they learned, what their action items are, the whole nine yards, so that those that didn't have an opportunity to dive into it can get a little bit of the information that we all got. So, without further ado, we can't do great things without great partners. Rhett, Brett, with Blue Tape, come on up, say hello. It's good, man.
So I am going to set my business cards here at the very end. Feel free to pass that down. But I wanted to start off with, I've actually, believe it or not, I've never been a total games agent myself, but I've been to two family reunions. I've been to Vegas and I've been to New Orleans, and I went there both as a vendor in a different capacity with a different company. And I always bring this up. I don't know if you've seen me before, but I always like to bring it up because it really truly is something that even if you don't sell a single house for the rest of your life, you just walk away with things that you'll carry on in different aspects of your life. I know right here, right now, my company and the way that we operate, J Papazon's time blocking is something that I don't care if you're not in real estate. That's a life of us. The way that you're able to focus on the things that matter and get things done efficiently. So just everyone who went to a family reunion, I know exactly you're kind of riding that high, and I wanna ride that with you here. So everybody coming back from family reunion, you're thinking about how you're changing your business, how you're going to mix things up, how you're gonna operate a little bit more efficiently. And I want to talk about how Blue Tape can help you do that. What Blue Tape is, and I'm going to speak a little bit differently. I'm going to hit it really quick on what we do, but then talk about kind of what we're looking at in the market and how we can help you just kind of maximize your business. Blue Tape Repairs, what we are is we're a one-stop shop repair and improvement company. So if you ever need pre-listing repairs or improvements, if you ever need inspection repairs, if you ever need move-in repairs, we handle just about everything. And we are a one-stop shop. The difference between us and a lot of other companies is we do not outsource our jobs. So our technicians are in-house. That means they're on our payroll, and that means that we control the schedule. So we are not often at the mercy of different subcontractors who are like, yeah, we'll see when we can get out there. We handle just about everything you can throw at us. There are a few things that we do have to subcontract out for, like HVAC, roofing, but for the most part, all those things, that plumbing, electrical, flooring, carpentry, any stuff like that, those are in-house technicians that we have. So we're able to get out there efficiently and handle things very, very quickly. Some of the benefits of us, we're able to clear CL 100s. That is something that we can do all in one swoop. So you don't have to call an extra company to come out to do clear CL 100. We do offer paid close options. On our pre-list end, we do offer financing if we're ever in a situation where they're like, hey, listen, we don't have $20,000 to do these improvements on this house. We definitely have a program in which they can sign up for, and we can get them going on financing. But the biggest thing that I want to bring up, and we're seeing it in the DC market. So we also exist. We expanded. Charleston's our first home. We expanded into the DC market. The DC market, we are seeing an enormous growth in the pre-listing end of work that we're doing. And I'm not sure if we want to call this kind of like almost like a canary in the coal mine kind of situation, but I'm not sure what you guys are seeing. I know that I'm looking at days on market. Are we seeing those days on market creep up? Mm-hmm. We are. I mean, we just are across the board. We're seeing it even here in Charleston, which is still very, very, very much a hot market. And so what we're going to see, what I want you guys to think about is when you are putting your best foot forward, when you are creating that value for your client, you want to make sure that when you put a listing on, that it is not only an extension of your client, but it's an extension of your business as well. So when people walk in and they say, okay, let's look at this house, 123 ABC Street. I want to check this out. And they walk in and they're like, oh, wow, they really got this place. This looks amazing. That is a reflection not only of the home, but it's also a reflection of you, the real estate agent, as well. So every single thing you do in your business, always be thinking of it as an extension of your business. And the way that Blue Tape helps you, and I want you guys to think about this as well. There's kind of a notion that we're like an inspection repair company, that we just do the teensy tiny little things, which we absolutely do. We cut our teeth on the little small, fixing the sink here, patching the holes here, but we also do complete bathroom remodels. We do kitchen remodels. We had a job, we just expanded into the Columbia market. We did a $75,000 job where we completely converted a home. I mean, almost like top to bottom. So we are absolutely here for any of your pre-listing work. If it's big, please call us. If it's small, please call us as well. But I want you guys to also think, when you're putting that listing on, we are here the reason why Blue Tape exists is we're here to save you time and effort. So you don't have to spend hours calling out all these different subcontractors, coordinating everything, and then absolutely, if there's 110 things that you have to remember to get a house on the market, we want to take 20 of those things off of your list so that you can focus on other things and focus on growing your business. So that is why we exist. And I challenge you. I know that you guys have standing relationships with other vendors, and I absolutely respect that. We absolutely respect that. However, if they're ever busy, if they're ever in a situation where they can't get out there, if you're ever in a situation where that person hits the lottery and they say, I'm not repairing anything anymore, please give us a chance. Like, have us, as your number two. We'd love to be your number two. We'd love for you to just give us a chance, really. So that's really all I have to say. I don't like to be too long-winded about things because I know you guys have a lot to talk about. But thank you so much for your time. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that?
So we call you to set up, like, how does it work? So we have a house, we need help. How does
Yes. So what you can do one of two things. I am always happy to help. That is my job. I am the liaison between Blue Tape and you, the real estate agent. So call me. If you ever just want to shoot me an email with the address and say, hey, we need a quote on this, we provide absolutely free quotes every single time. You can send the address to me and I can submit it on your behalf, or you can go to our website and there's a little button up there. So you can click that, submit that estimate. We can generate that free. Also, you can just drag and drop an entire inspection report into our services and we'll give you the quote for the entire inspection report.
What's the turnaround time for the quote?
Turnaround time is we're basically at 24 hours right now. We're getting it back the next day. So
if they decide to schedule work with you, is there like a deposit that's due, and how long does that usually take?
So we operate. The reason why we exist is we only exist. We're not a handyman company. We don't take phone calls from people who are just like, hey, can you just come fix my sink?
Mm-hmm.
We operate only within the real estate realm. We are tailor-made for real estate transactions. So we typically like to get out there the same week. If you call us up on a Monday and you say, hey, I've got this thing, we need this taken care of, typically we can get out there the same week. And, obviously if you're calling us up on Thursday, Friday, we can get you in the next week. But we like to move, we are tailor-made just for real estate agents and the real estate transaction process.
And do you require the client to sign an agreement with you so you definitely get paid?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Take it from you or after?
So it depends. So on a pre-list, we do have an option where they can finance up to like $25,000 to do renovations. So that's through Notable. You guys might be familiar with Notable.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we work with Notable, and then also on the flip side, if you're already under contract on that home, we have pay at close options. So as long as you're already under contract on the home, we do have options where you can pay at close.
The client.
Yes, absolutely.
That's very good to learn. We actually just learned about Notable in our ALC meeting.
Yeah, Notable's great. That was a huge partnership that we got with Notable, so we're extremely excited about that.
Exciting to hear.
So,
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Anybody else? I wasn't that good. Got a lot of questions.
But that was not planned. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm leaving all of the brochures up here. If you want to, feel free to grab one, but feel free to call me. And hopefully, if there's any sandwiches left, I'm not sure. Please eat those. I'm not taking any of the time. So Thank you so much.
Man, thank you. All right, tell me something good. Fill somebody's bucket. We're already, what's the date? We're already. Oh my goodness. This is just ridiculous. My name's great. Sharon, how are you doing?
Bill.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. Ugh. Sharon,
I want to feel Jan's probably people all know this super amazing, right? I stopped her on the elevator last week and I'm like, hey, I just need some help to get through with some business and things like that. And she took 45 minutes out of her time to sit with me, gave me some homework. And that was super amazing. So I definitely appreciate you for that.
Russell.
I just want to fill everybody's bucket. At, I was at the family reunion. I was there by myself, so to speak, but every time I saw you or anybody else, everybody was checking on me. Hey, you need anything? Let us know. How's it going? Things like that. So I definitely appreciated that because it could have been overwhelming.
So that's called for.
I'm just saying that because he ate all the food at the
Yeah.
Yes, Tequila. Mr. Tequila. I don't know now. Like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I've got a mountain of tequila.
I'm not gonna go away, is it?
Probably not.
Probably not. That's why we got chips now instead of a sandwich.
Who else? Tell me something good. Fill somebody else's bucket.
Kristen and Holly's were moving while we were at there. Yeah.
Yeah, let's give them a huge round of applause. Huge deal. One more.
I'll put Tiffany in there. Tiffany was our ringleader in Atlanta and worked tirelessly to get us all together. Now, I don't think it ever actually happened at one point in time. It's really her and Pat's, but she did a great job of keeping us together and making sure we knew what was going on. And that was Thank you.
Frank. And I want to fill the bucket of those individuals that had the opportunity to speak, represent their business, represent Charleston. Connie Haskell was up there, Joseph was up there, Amber was up there. So a huge congratulations to Winnie. I forgot about Winnie.
You.
And Winnie. And so a huge congratulations. Were you up there, Mark? Yeah, Mark was up there. Let's say hi real quick to the regional director, Mark Brenneman. Let's give him a hand. But it's such an honor to be recognized when you succeed, and that simply means to me is that you've had the opportunity to impact a lot. So a huge round of applause to those particular individuals for one being recognized as somebody that's really impacting, making a difference, and succeeding in their business in certain spaces, and two, for getting up there because I'm sure those individuals had some nerves that they had to overcome to go up and talk in front of however many people. I know that Winnie's room was huge. I'm sure that Amber's room was huge. So
Maxed out, like,
Yeah, her.
got shut down.
there you go. Right. So just a huge round of applause to all those guys. Anybody new to the brokerage in the last however many days? This year, 30. Hey, what's up? I'm Vince. Hey, Paul. Everybody. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Awesome. Anybody else? Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Hey. Well, all right. Kelly, come on up. Give a hand.
Joe, has anybody ever had somebody who needs to sell a house before they could buy a house? Anyway, okay, like 5 people.
Yeah.
Nobody else. So we have, I know you probably have heard about these programs before, and I have never supported them because they all were terrible. This is a great program. So this is the buy before you sell that Keller Home Loans offers. And what it is it is $3,500. It is not 2 or 3 or 4% of the loan amount, and it will give you a guaranteed cash offer so that on the house that needs to sell, we don't have to include it in the debt to income ratio on a conventional loan. So it can make somebody available to purchase that next home without a contingency. So if you've ever lost an offer because it had to have a home sale contingency, this is a way around that. So some of the really cool parts about it is it's instead of 25, they just increased it last month to 35, up to 3.7 million. You have 180 days to sell the home. And some of the cool things for y'all is it is an immediate qualified home. They can take up to 180 days after they buy their home to sell it. It is, if the home doesn't sell in that 180 days, this backer, the investor, will actually relist with the original realtor. So you get your home back if it didn't sell in that 180 days, and they will then give your client 90% of the profit. So other things like this, open door and things like that, they basically give you 30% under value and then inflate all their repairs and stuff. So really people are losing out on 40% equity. When that happens, this is 90%. And you get to still be involved in the process. So that's really cool. It doesn't go to like one of these other brokerages. So let's say they get an offer. They just cancel this. All they're out is that $3,500, but they got their house. So that's another thing. And then this also will allow them to tap into the equity. We have an instant equity piece if they are in one of the licensed states for this product, where we can tap into the equity, and it's the easiest bridge loan type product out there to qualify for. So if you have somebody who needs a home sale contingency, they're going conventional and they kind of can't sell before they move, or they're not going to. I'm actually working one right now. She goes, I'm not having my house ready for 4 months, but I found the perfect house. So we are under contract because of this, and we're closing this month. So if you hire into that, let me know. I can get you more information on this. This is a great program, and one of the ways that we're trying to support y'all grow your business. And listen,
Would that work for a person who's doing build on a lot?
it could. Yeah. So if they're doing build on your lot and they don't want a home sale contingency, as long as it is a conventional loan, we can do it. Because the build on your lots, all that can be FHA, VA, all that kind of stuff. So anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Just to give testimony to this, our team's been using this for about 1.5 years. We've had multiple clients who've taken advantage of it. And I can attest to the fact that it is a huge leveraging piece when you're marketing your services, to have this as one more piece to say, because I had a client that I tried to share it with them. I sent them all the information and they still decided to use a bridge loan and paid dearly when their home sold very quickly. And so just to let you know, it is a great addition to what you pitch to your clients.
Toolbox, and it will save them a ton of money. So if you want more information, just let me know.
So in the ALC meeting right before this, we had a great conversation about a new, let's say, partnership or pool, so to speak, that we're looking at offering to the brokerage, and to the agents in the brokerage to offer, let's say, very similar to some of these things that Kelly was just talking about. The reason that matters is all of these things that we're going to be rolling out into the future are all about consumer experience and differentiating us as the individual with that thing that can solve their problem, right? This particular tool helps a consumer get into a home with a stronger offer, right? than having a home sale contingency in that offer. These are the kind of things that we need to listen to and then position into our business and put into our toolbox, so to speak, so that we can differentiate ourselves when we're sitting at that table with the consumer. So think about it that way.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I don't know if I got a chance to say it during the panel, but this actually relates back to unreasonable hospitality and your speech for CEO. Because these are the things that do differentiate us, that do set us apart. We all sell houses. Every one of us sells a house. What makes us different? What can we bring to the client to make their life easier? This is just another service that was notable.
That's right.
So that's exactly what this is. This is amazing.
It's huge. How are we removing friction and solving their problem, making them feel good, different and better than anybody else, right? All of these tools, all of these products help us do that, but we have to know about them. We have to have them as a part and a value proposition within our business, and that can set us apart. Like that can allow us to help more people. So I love that point. Remove friction. Exciting update. Let's give a hand.
So, we're talking about the nice, Vanna, please. All right, so quick update on what's going on in Somerville. We've got some exciting news on that. So as we go, just kidding. So as we know, as we've kind of ink-blotted into Somerville, we started with the Key location, which is on East Second North Street, and then we had the Parkway location, which is right there next to it. And the goal was always for those to expand into one larger full-service office. And after a many year journey, we have found that place, and we are actually starting construction this week. So we are being very good. So we will be expanding, and those locations will come together at 605 North Main Street. If you're familiar with Somerville and you know where Half Moon Outfitters is, that's where we are. So we're going to be in the same building there. We've got the layout up here. Like I said, construction starts today. It's going to be a really cool location. It's right about 3,000 square feet. We're going to have about 11, 12 offices in there, 4 agents, a collaborative space, as well as a small collaborative. The training room's about 30 to 40% of the size of this training room. It actually, the building's really cool. It used to be a Mercedes dealership in the 80s, and we're actually where the garage was. So it's actually 2 stories, and then we're gonna have offices in there, but everything's gonna be opened up. It's gonna be a really cool space, and we're excited about that. Want to give special thanks to Kristen on helping with the move, because we will not have access to the Parkway location as of the end of this week. As of tomorrow, right? You will, if you were using that though, you can use the Key location on 2nd Street until we move in here. Move-in target is May 1, which we all know will be when. So realtors, you all know that. I'm gonna pretend you're the buyer that you guys are working with new construction. Okay, so we're gonna shoot for May 1 on that. We'll see what it is. Also want to give special thanks to my wife Lynn. She has been working with the architect and the builder and construction to get this started since the beginning of December. Or time, and we are moving forward. So very excited. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll keep you posted on the opening and grand opening and everything with us. Awesome. Woo-hoo. Also wanted to celebrate. So we got an award. We got a Gold Market Center award for all the locations in Keller Williams for our donations to KW Next Gen in 2025. So in total, we donated about $10,300 to KW Next Gen in 2025. I cannot thank you guys enough for that. Like that was huge that we set a goal to really kind of dive into that in 2025. And so I want to make sure we got recognized. So that was actually both market centers, all locations donated over 5,000 each, which is awesome. So just give yourself a hand on that one. KW Next Gen. Okay, so for those of you that do not know, KW Next Gen is an organization that was founded by Gary Keller, and the goal of that is to provide resources and finances to young adults. And that happens in a couple of different ways using the Quantum Leap curriculum. We actually go out and teach that. We do teach them to young adults, but we also teach it to everyone. And doing so, we raise money. And the money that is raised actually goes to young adults. They do not have to be Keller Williams agents. They can be children, they can really anybody. And what that does is there's 2 opportunities. Number 1 is coaching. They have access to get coaching for up to 90 days with a certified coach through KW Next Gen. And those exist anywhere from MAPS coaches to business coaches. There's a lot of opportunities there. That then qualifies them for scholarships. And they can get up to $10,000 in scholarship over a 12-month period, which is fantastic. They can actually apply twice to do that. So they can get $5,000 now, $5,000 later. And those scholarships can go to anywhere from family reunion. We've seen some for MAPS coaching. We've seen some for college tuition. We've seen some for beauty school. We've seen like across the board. It's truly to help them further themselves in personal development. Great organization. Mark, do you want to say anything about that as a board member? Mark's a board member of Catering Next Gen, so it's great that he's
I
there.
mean, the overall premise was to show some emotional concept. So when you think about the quality curriculum, those of you that may have taken it, it's all the things they don't teach you in school, right? And so, I have a real passion for that. My children, two of them, they've attended the quantum leap event, which we celebrate once a year in June. If you have a young adult between 18 and 28, it's an awesome opportunity for kids in a large group together, and it's just amazing to me how they interact with each other. The one thing they lead with is their personal mission statement. It'll give you goosebumps when you get to read these things. So thank you for your contributions. We have a real challenge as an organization. I'm the treasurer of the organization, and I'm pushing really, really hard our staff and the leadership of the organization to raise the money necessary so that we'll continue to grow and make a difference. But thank you for what you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's to a couple of things on how to get started if you are interested, even if you qualify, if you're in that 18 to 29, or if you know someone that is you attend Quantum Leap, the Next Gen curriculum, which we teach actually about quarterly here locally. We teach it throughout the region. There is one event in June that Mark referenced that actually Gary teaches, which is amazing. My nephew went last year, and then Lynn and I were there as facilitators, and it is cool because you had 250 18 to 29-year-olds, and they all put their mission statements up on the wall. It's like, if you have any doubt about like what's going on with some of the youths, like go to that and you see kind of what's happening, and it's yes. And again, yes, this is a huge opportunity. So thank you guys so much for me.
All right.
If you have not heard, I am teaching a brand new class called Agent to CEO, and it's going to be today after the team meeting at 1:30. So if you didn't sign up, but you can stay, would love for you to stay and learn. So we're going to be talking about how to transform your thinking from a job mindset to a CEO and actually turning your business into a business with structure. We're going to talk about profit first and how to set yourself up to prioritize profit. That's why we go into business in the first place. It's to have profit. And then talk about some standard operating procedures and get you some templates. So if you stick around until the end, you will get a checklist and some digital assets from me.
Awesome. Real quick on that. Yeah, you're right.
This year it's been a priority for me to hold a whole lot of consulting appointments with top agents in operation. We have done that. And the one common theme is I need to work on my systems. I need to create leverage through systems so that I can be more efficient, so that I can provide more value, so I know what's going on in my business. This is the class that you got to go to, right? Among other things. So hope to see you all there. What's next?
Oh, never mind. We have orientation this Friday.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. This week is this Friday, 9 to 12. We have a good bit of people signed up for this, but if you're newer to the office or just need a refresher on where to find the resources, who everyone is, come to this. It'll be a great time.
Yeah. Okay. And Chris and I are doing headshots in our little section, just if you need an updated one.
Yes. Ignite, aka Breakthrough 120. Amber, do you want to touch on this?
Okay, so Ignite No More, Breakthrough 120. But it doesn't launch until March 9th, and we're doing Ignite next week, but it's going to be with the new material since we got to pilot the program in January. You got a little behind the scenes action. So yes, we're so excited. We have some people who are going to teach, so it won't just be me next week. No, amazing teachers. And again, I would just say Breakthrough 120 is not just for the brand new agents. Everybody has something they can get out of it, whether it's to boost what you're doing on social media, fine tune your open house skills and systems, get back into that lead follow-up, figure out how to use your database. It's kind of all the things. We talk about Canva. We talk about the different podcasts that you can join that are going to help build your bigger business. So be here next week. If you're not signed up, you can talk to Kristen or Holly, and there's still time. It's going to be a fantastic week. It's from 9 to 11 every day. And we do a graduation ceremony on Friday for the people who attended all 5 days. So we want to celebrate that because it's a commitment, but it's a commitment that's going to build you out with all the good things.
I have a question. What's the significance with the 120?
That's a great question. So in Breakthrough 120, the participants learned that you need to have 10 conversations a day for 5 days a week to get 9 agreements in 120 days. So Breakthrough 120 is focused on that 120 days and getting those 9 agreements. Most agents don't close 9 closings in a year, transactions. And so this is really giving you the tools. And that's why I say it's not just for the brand new agent. Thinking about family reunion with Don Miller saying his love aquariums, and that was his sales tactic. Keep it simple. Breakthrough 120 is for you. That's mine. It's just keep it simple, keep it focused, and that's the significance of the 120.
So let's give.
That's all right.
Mark, how many real estate agents nationally? Yeah.
1.25 million is supposedly the estimate.
1.25 million. And do you remember the number of how many agents sold 9 units or more?
I'm sorry. It was
That's-
1.25 million, that sold less than that.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm sorry, it's about 1.5 million. It's like.
Yeah, so there's about 1.5 million real estate agents, according to NAR, across the country. 1.2 million of them did not sell more than 9 units. Right? So if the business plan says that I'm going to sell so that I can live the life that I intend to live, more than 9 units, and I've never done that before, what should I do?
Go to
Don't
that
be-
class.
Go to Real Love Pete, go to that. Right? It's absolutely not for new agents. This is what we're seeing in this market. What's been fascinating to me is the run of the market has complicated all of our businesses, right? And success does not live in the complicated. Success lies where? In the simple. That's how this class has been designed, so that we can literally go back to the fundamentals, ensure that we have a business that we can build off of, and then reach whatever goal we have intended. So that we're not in that 1.2 million, we're in the 200,000. That's a wild statistic to me, right? That are continuing to help people live the American dream and purchase a home, right? Or sell a home. So absolutely attend that class. Hey, Jane.
Hey,
How you doing?
I took that class from Amber in January, guys. It was phenomenal. High energy, a great way to meet new agents. Did y'all enjoy it? Absolutely. Have you used the material?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it? Absolutely. I recommend it for me.
Yes. Thank you so much. So 9 and last week. Right? Right? And so it's for everything. Thank you.
Everybody at every level, and it's a lot of fun. And it's a great way to get to know the colleagues that you do work with every day.
I love that. Because you're not in business, you're in business for yourself, you're not in business by yourself. Right? These are great. Attending these trainings for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, 2 hours for Breakthrough 120, right? And not only is it an investment into your business so that you can learn the necessary tactics to hit your goals, it's an opportunity to meet individuals that are probably in the same place as you, that are just as challenged as you at something, and maybe they've already overcome it. And you can learn that way as well. It's a great way to do both of those things and hit your goals. What's next?
Awesome. We have our awards brunch Thursday, March 5th. Those of you who are receiving awards, you probably have already received an email from me. Secondly, we do have superlatives that will be coming out as well. We would love for you all to attend, whether you're receiving an award or not, just to celebrate, network with people, and have a good time. So it'll be great.
March 5th, that'll be at the Park Circle Community Center.
From today.
Yes.
Not like March 5th is not in like 3 months.
That's Saturday. Well, then you plan on attending. Would love this site. Yes.
Well,
No.
no.
And hang up on the walls. Yes, see them daily. Big one in Tiffany's office. It's all the things. So hi guys, you know I love command, and so on March 3rd, so every Tuesday at 12:30, if you have nothing else going on and you're around your computer, you can jump on a Zoom with me. I've been going over a bunch of different topics in command. I think the last one was reports and tracking, which I mean, shout out to Kim Millett. I think she's on the Zoom. She's been coming to like all my sessions, which I really appreciate. And then just throughout, I've had a bunch of different people. And on March 3rd, we're going to talk about building your opportunity checklist. So in your transaction pipeline in command, you can build out these checklists that send reminders to you to do certain items like call the inspector or reach out to Kelly or do all these things. And what's really awesome, you can actually, when you do, there's like a feature where you can say send email alert to client. So when you check it off that list, your client is going to get email saying like, hey, Holly called the inspector and I did that. All right. So that they know that you can keep them abreast throughout the transaction without having to manually go in and be like, all right, now I did the thing and now I got to go over here and open the email. It's going to do it for you. So we're just going to build out some checklists on Tuesday. And then the next one after that is March 17th, working with your KW websites. I've been playing around with the KW West Ashley website a lot recently. So if you guys take a peek at it, we can change all the little tabs, we can move things around, we can make subsections and subheaders. So been having a lot of fun with it. So I'm excited to teach you guys how to customize it for yourself. So yeah, again, 12:30 on Tuesday, you can come to Zoom with me. All right.
So really quickly, we, in our region, we have a regional tech trainer named Cindy Seymour, who is arguably the best tech trainer that we has, and I'm saying that because Mark's in here.
Yeah.
She's great. She really, yeah. So we got a chance to grab a quick bite to eat in Atlanta. And I was like, how can we help as a market center, like on the tech side of things? And she's like, the fact that you're asking that is funny because when anybody else asks me that, I say, get a Holly. It's like, what? And she's talking about, I mean, like just listening to Holly talk about what she's teaching and the fact that it's specific on how we can use it in our business is such a testament to like the talent that we have and the resources we have in Holly. So thank you so much for that. And y'all sign up for these. These are great.
Yeah, question.
Yeah.
So, did I remember that we could sign up for one-on-one with you with specific questions?
Yes, you
Where
can.
can do that?
So you can actually go on the West Ashley or Mount Pleasant office website. It's under tech support. There's a Get with Holly. And then there's a QR code that I need to put back up on my desk. I had taken it down for a day by accident. So I had to use the plastic piece for the oyster roast for the bar mitzvah.
Consumer experience is a huge statement. We went to unreasonable hospitality. It's all about consumer experience. And to create a consumer experience, it means it has to be consistent across the board. And opportunities in command allows us to ensure that our consumer experience is consistent because it's a list of all the things that we need to do and want to do for our clients. But we tend to forget that we were supposed to do them. Well, these tools help add effectiveness and efficiency to these systems. Learn how to do it for 30 minutes an hour, implement it into your business, and that small change will absolutely increase the odds of your clients feeling an amazing consumer experience above and beyond. And then what do they do when they feel a great experience? Say it louder. Tell other people and refer. Right? So think about what are the challenges of my business? And as you see all this training, because holy smokes, it's a lot, right? Identify where's the challenge and which one of these trainings can I dive into so that I can change that small thing in an hour and then move on to the next challenge of my business.
All right. So who would like to be a better presenter or like to start training, maybe pursue any sort of leadership? Any of those, just 2 or 3 of you? Okay, so we're like, so we have a class next week called Train the Presenter. So what Train the Presenter is, it's a 2-day workshop, and we spend that time learning how to structure and put together a great presentation. That presentation can be anything from a buyer consultation to a listing consultation to an 8-hour or 2-day KWU course. It is up to you on how you want to use the information. I encourage everyone to go. Couple things on this. Number one, if you do ever want to teach or go down the path of KWU certified or KW master faculty, this is the first step in that. We don't teach this a lot. We are able to teach it a couple times a year in Charleston because I teach it. However, if you don't have it here, it's really only either taught in Charlotte because we've got a couple instructors or Austin. So this is a big opportunity if you've never been. There is no charge for this for you as KW Charleston agents. However, if you sign up and are unable to make it and don't let us know by any slight chance, we will be thankful because it'll be a $100 donation to KW Cares. So no charge if you attend, right? But we are limited to 20 seats. Because on day 2, probably shouldn't tell you this, day 2, you actually do present, right? Yeah, there we go. Lost everybody on that one. So day 1 is preparation. Day 2 is you actually present. So if you do want to teach in Charleston, also we do have that as a standard for our faculty here. Who's taken it before? Oh, that's good. Did you die?
No.
See, there you go. That's all you need to know. Who's interested in taking it but's terrified to speak in front of people? You're like, I'm not terrified to raise my hand. So if you have questions about it, please sign out. I'm telling you, I've seen like this is one of my favorite courses to teach because I see the breakthrough of people that are like literally. I've had people just terrified and they kill it, they crush it. Amber's a perfect example of this. She's Keller University certified. Winnie is a perfect example. Like we see all these people that go through it. Holly is one of the greatest presenters that she comes out of. Holly, did you love going through this the first time?
Well, I mean, it was definitely, I definitely had nerves the night before. I was like, ooh, like, but it was a really great class. Yeah.
That's awesome. So even if you don't ever plan on teaching, this is just a great way to hone on your presentation skills. If you have any more questions, let me know after this. I know we're clocking time here. Kristen's about to put it on.
Oh no, I will say I had someone call today. She's coming down from Maryland to take this class. Like she's planning on the trip.
There you go. That's awesome.
All right, Shante, is teaching March 16th, CMA Lab, Price It Like a Pro. Please come to this. I think the goal is that you bring an address and y'all are gonna workshop this in person. I know a lot of people need this and it's gonna be hands-on. So please sign up for it.
Wait.
March 16th here, 10 to 11:30. Anything else? All right. And then Kelly is teaching reverse mortgage for purchase. This is going to be the first time that I talk about this one. Renewals are coming up in June. Every 2 years. So we are lining up continuing education that will be hopefully to get in your elective credits. So the first of it is March 19th, correct? Do you want to talk anything to this or good there?
If you work with seniors, it's a great opportunity to come and learn about a way to help them find more health. Awesome.
All right. Hillary,
Bring up the panel. Give me a hand.
Are you standing?
Yeah.
Best friend.
Oh my God.
It's side by side.
Two bros, just friends.
Look at us. We're the best.
All right. So I know you guys probably heard a lot about family reunions so far. And for those of you that still wonder what it is, it's really just a global training event. And one of the major things about family reunion is the benefit of networking with other agents. And so we had a new panel of agents that were able to attend family reunion. So we just want to bring to you guys what you may have missed, those who didn't attend. So one of the major things that we had was social media con. It was amazing. And we know that social media is the way that everyone's getting their business out, or the message out. And Donald Miller, he wrote a book and he talked about the easiest way to get information out to your agents or to your clients. And one of the things I wanted to ask the panel, we have Shenandoah, we have Lauren, we have AJ, we have Chad, right? Chad Anderson.
I was gonna say, you better keep it to yourself.
Yeah. And so we're using, one thing he talked about was using simple, easy to understand language, right? So one question I have for you is, what is the magic words that you use to communicate who you are, what your business does, or what problems you can solve for your consumer or clients? So that's the question. Using simple terms, what are the magic words you use to communicate who you are? What your business does, or what problems you have to solve your consumer or client? So who would like to start? Okay, Shad Anderson.
Because of the steak.
It is. So what are your magic words you use to communicate who you are? Just small, simple words to communicate who is Chad Anderson to your consumers or your clients.
Um, I, I think the small, simple words I use are just, oh, I have an educational background, so I kind of lean on being an educator. I think some of my clients, they definitely appreciated that. They, especially first time home buyers, or when we talk about trying to solve problems. Um, I think a lot of it is just, I mean, we just go back to the questions. I just, try to stay away from the industry jargon, so to speak. And I don't know if there's anything real specific. I just have this is genuine conversation, that I do to communicate who I am. I think when people start to know me and meet me face to face, I think it's more so my persona and the way I come off and things like that, that creates a little level of someone being comfortable to work with me, things like that. So, I'm not trying to use big words to impress. Half of them I probably can't say anyway. So,
Okay, what about you, AJ?
Uh, kind of simple chat said, and Donald Miller touched on it in his presentation, was honesty and integrity and being genuine. I think I actually have all those words in my bio for my introduction, like on my webpage and stuff like that. Another thing you touched on in there was keep it simple. Like Chad just said, don't use a bunch of jargon and stuff that they don't understand. You want to be relatable and authentic. I've mentioned it in the ALC meeting that every breakout I went to, the one common theme, no matter what you were in, was authenticity. To be yourself. Winnie had a great breakout in the exhibit hall about that, from the 11th generation tattoos, rock and roll, and that's her niche, so to speak. So I think, like Chad said, just be genuine, be honest, have integrity, and be authentic.
I agree. Moving a little from that question, Lauren, what is something else you took away from Donald?
He was amazing. And Meg Dady, someone I know who just talks about Donald Miller and Story Brand just all the time. And I knew it was something that would be important, but I like that presentation just really it made it so clear that like we as agents so easily can say, I'm so great for these reasons. I've sold all these homes. I have such a big business, but really we're not here to talk about ourselves. We're here to talk about our clients. They're the hero in the story. And like he explained the framework with every movie that we've seen, it like follows the same framework that you have the hero and like, for example, you have Luke Skywalker and who, is there to help him is Yoda. So really like, we as agents are there to not be Luke Skywalker. We're there to be Yoda. We have to be the guide to help our clients achieve their goals. So really, it was really awesome to hear him explain it. And I think this question of like how to use such simple terms to explain ourselves, I kind of laughed just because I thought, I haven't thought about that yet. I don't know, like, because I want to take all the things that he said and really like sit with it. But I just think that I know for me, it's like the clarity of like taking what our clients are going through and what their issues are and try to take this really big, complicated process and how do you make it as simple as possible, just so that like kind of what you guys shared, that like, it's just using simple language and not having the cognitive
like have it be difficult for them to think through this. We're trying to make it as clear and as good and as easy of a process as possible.
Perfect, perfect. All right, close us out, Shenandoah.
Well, for me, this was hard because I don't think of myself in terms of words and how I'm describing and what I do. But so my challenge with him is what is my story? And if you saw, I don't know if it was posted today or it just popped in my algorithm, but Jason Abrams on his Instagram story today did the whole thing of when you have your client has a problem and then the process of solving it, it's creating that story that we do on a daily basis to solve the problem for our client. And so that this really is a challenge for me, although it's not my focus right this minute, to figure that out once I get through my next GPS things that I'm doing right now.
Correct.
But it is a good challenge for all of us to think about the story and how we're solving our client's problem.
Good, good, thank you. So, moving along, picking out breakout. So through family reunion, they have a bunch of sessions that you can take some breakouts, and it helps to either write down what you're gonna do before you get there or figure out where you wanna go on your career path. So how did you guys decide your breakouts? And we're going rapid fire. How did you decide what breakout you were gonna take? How did it align with your current vision, or did you stray away from it once you saw that rabbit and chased it? So
I'll go first. So my numbers are my biggest thing this year. I've never tracked my numbers in my whole entire life. And so I went way outside of my comfort zone because AI and everything is covered in a group that we're in. Encourage you to listen to Pivot Shift Call. So I went to Brett Tanner. He's the leader of KW Wealth. I attended 2 out of 4 of his sessions. I wish I could have gone to all 4 of them. He is on Instagram, Be Wealthy Brett. You should follow him. Amazing, way over my head, like way over my head. But I figure if I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not going to grow. And so I'm really excited to put that into, especially the personal life part, your lid and everything into play this year. So it really worked into what my goals were for the family reunion.
So I had a goal when I first started in real estate to start to make YouTube videos on a consistent basis. And I just love the idea of being able to provide value and just like have this resource for people who live in my area, like, Charleston, Mount Pleasant. I got really scared and just didn't do anything with it. So right before family reunion, started thinking, I think I'm going to get back into that. So there were a few breakout sessions about YouTube videos. And it was just so awesome to see some of the stories that people have told who have done this at a high level, and just how, some of them have only been doing it for a few months and have already seen success, and others have been doing it for a few years and just told stories like one guy was cold calling and not having very much success. He was about to quit, and he started doing YouTube videos and got a call about a house. He's in Greenville. I know Jay said that he knows him well. Got a call about a house in Lake Kiwi, and can he go show? They asked some questions that he answered, and ultimately ended up to a $3.5 million sale that he then was referred to a $7.5 million sale. And these were just really cool stories to hear about how these people have had success. So anyway, I really learned a lot about YouTube. I'm really excited and energized to start doing, revisiting what I've wanted to do for so long now. And then the other thing that I attended was 4 Pillars of Luxury. There was a class that I took, and it was so good that a few of the other breakouts I did were associated with luxury, and just that was a lot more of how do you really elevate the experience so that you're thinking through a lot of the details of just how to really make someone feel seen and have that be a better experience.
cool beans. What about you, AJ? So Venus, breakouts, we have the breakouts. How did you choose your breakouts on your career path? Especially with your first time going to family reunion, that could be overwhelming. So how were you able to figure out where you're going to go, how you're going to spend your time outside of the average cut?
Spent part of my time at Talkball.
Oh, okay.
Social media con. So to me, it was a no-brainer. I think as agents, when you first start out, you think of more traditional ways of trying to get your name out there, trying to generate leads, trying to generate business.
And the one thing that, with me being 54 years old,
Not good.
and I have to rely on my late teen, early 20 daughters when it comes to Instagram, TikTok, I thought this was an amazing opportunity to not only focus on specific social media platforms, like I was already on Facebook and Instagram, but I was like, how do I really use those to utilize content in order to generate business? So like I went to Rachel Adams Lee's thing on Instagram. And once again, going back to the whole theme was authenticity. And she said something that kind of resonated with me as well. We're saying real estate is something I do, it doesn't define me. So when she makes her posts, yeah, she might throw some stuff in there about real estate or, statistics, market statistics here and there. But it was taco was her example. Like the 10 best taco, places, restaurants in her hometown in Northern California. So that hit me because I thought you don't always have to be kicking out, oh, I just sold this property or I have this open house or I just got this listing. It's not, real estate is what we do. It doesn't define us. So, I mean, the authenticity piece really is exacerbated by sharing content of who you are as a person.
Right.
So I chose stuff like that to answer the question. I chose to go to stuff where I learn not only the platform, but what of content I could kick out there besides real estate related stuff.
Perfect. All right, and close us out, Mr. Chad Anderson.
So I'm like at a point with my business to where I'm looking to scale and develop. Now, got some momentum going. So when I started looking at the catalog of breakout sessions, I mean, it couldn't be overwhelming, especially being my first time going. So, but there was a lot of things that, I just want to say this, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say this. And then, when I look at the agenda, I got like 12 different sessions for one day. But what I did was, and I've been using Chat GBT, paid version for some time now. And through my chats and, how I'm scaling my business and developing and where I'm going and things like that, I took each one of those sessions and I put it into the chat. And I had to analyze all the chats that I've had and how do these sessions factor in or play a role into me moving the needle. I have a certain goal and plan that I'm working on right now. And so I wanted to be very purposeful on the sessions I went to so that I can make sure when that time comes, I'm able to, at least keep it moving. So that's what I did. I went through each day's sessions and just loaded them all up into the chat, gave it the prompt that was probably about a thesis statement long, and it spit out exactly like, yep, you should do this, do this, do this. This aligns with these goals. This aligns with that goal. This is what's going to move the needle, stuff like that. So that's how I chose the sessions I went to, and it revolved around mofers that convert, farming. I just started farming in my neighborhood, automation and nurturing, and expires. So
Cool. One of the things that happened on that morning for the last morning was Miracle Morning, the Inspirational Morning on Tuesday. And in the Inspirational Morning, it really brings back the culture of KW. It talks about stories that are touching in ways that KW Cares can contribute to families. There was this one guy during the Inspirational Morning where he had a saw. He was doing something at a table, and the saw moved on the table and his arm. He bled out for 4 hours on the ground. Bled out, was able to get to the emergency room, able to get some help. And by the time he got there, he'd been bleeding for 5 hours. He racked up over $1 million of hospital bills. I mean, there was not a dry eye in the room. What ended up happening at the end is Keller Williams decided to help him out, giving him a $16,000 check right there on stage in the front of all of us, showing how they help out and the culture of the company. And that's really important of us understanding the company that we're involved in, where they're God, then family, then business. So if any of you attended the inspirational morning, can you share what your experience was like, or what was your biggest takeaway from that?
I'll just say inspirational is probably one of the best events if your heart is there. Like it really moves you and reminds you that we're in this business for our clients, but we're in this business with each other. And what we do with our money matters, even if it's just $5 a transaction. It really, and see, I said I was going to cry. It really makes a huge difference. And I'm just it just reminds us we do what we do for a reason and we're for a purpose, and the money that we make is for a purpose. And so it goes to amazing moments. And there's so many people who are deserving of that money. And I know that particular guy, this year is very blessed, but there's just so many people. And that'll be a plug for Red Day as well, because we're going to get ready to go serve our community. It's the same concept. So sorry, I'm gonna cry.
We'll move from that then and go to the exhibit center. So they have an exhibit hall where they have different breakouts where you can either purchase some items or you can meet different vendors. Any of you went to the exhibit hall? Tell me a little bit about that, or any breakout classes that you saw there.
I mean, I was just like this. I was like, oh my God, it felt like, tourists in a whole nother country. Just walking around in awe of everything. I think for me being there was my first time, I just really wanted to take it all in, so which was kind of cool. And just seeing everybody and just I was just literally blown away by it. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I've heard great things about the events, like I just did not expect it that magnitude. It was just, and just meeting just random people I think was the coolest part for me in exhibit hall, besides the bars that were set up.
One of the major takeaways, someone like to do. All right, after processing all the information from family reunion over the last couple of days, what would you tell our agents who never attended to encourage them to go next year?
Now do it. Yeah, I think the learning curve in 3 or 4 days it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a ton of information. And I was taking notes on my phone. I was taking notes on my pad. I was taking pictures. And then to be able to come home and process it and really take 1, 2, maybe 3 golden nuggets and tweak it for your business. The networking opportunity, I met some really cool people. And then talking to Derek and Sarah, the one night you see the flip side of some of their examples of what not to do. They had an issue, I had an issue. But I think the networking, for the most part, I ran into a lot of cool people, and I networked purposefully, like I exchanged cards, information, ideas, with people that I connected with, not just like, hey, how you doing? Here's a business card. Did I take care? Call me, So I think it's a great opportunity to meet people, obviously with Keller Williams, but from all over the country. And then the information is the information. Like I said, there were a couple nuggets that stood out for me.
Give me one of those nuggets, or give them one. Each person think about this. Give one nugget as we close out that you think it will be beneficial for someone's business. So give me one of those golden nuggets, CJ.
Authenticity. That was, like I said, that was the theme throughout every single breakout I went to. And I think that's so important, is to be authentic and be yourself. And it'll resonate with people, and you'll gain more business, more respect. That was the one big thing where I was like, especially putting out content, be authentic.
Okay. Thank you.
It's really hard to come up with one soundbite. I'll think about it. But in general, this is my 3rd family reunion. I went to Florida a few years ago and Las Vegas last year. And it's the first time I went to family reunion. I remember thinking, wow, this is way bigger than I ever imagined. Especially like going into the room for Gary's vision speech. It's a lot, but I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. It like all of the breakouts and the speakers are just so inspiring, and like just the things that they say, and there's so many nuggets and so many things that are just so relevant. The networking, now that it's my third year, I'm starting to feel like I have really close relationships with some of the people that I'm now seeing again and again in person. And it's really awesome to continue to see those relationships grow. I don't know about like a takeaway. There was someone named Giselle who said something like, with AI, something along the lines of, you don't want to train AI to replace you by like asking AI to do the things to like, replace all the like, do the listing description for me, do this, do that. You want AI to assist you so that you can be the expert. The Gary V was, oh my gosh, he was so interesting. Yes, but like I didn't like social media before I started with, I still don't really like it. I never ever posted. And I now have someone that I've hired that on Friday she says, "What did you do this week?" And I'm forced every single week to post. But I'm more energized now and feel it's more important, especially when he talked about like in 10 years, this may not be an option for us to have a free marketing tool on social media. And that really resonated with me as someone who hates social media. I don't want my kids on it and I like overthink all these things. But I think it's just so important. We don't have to show everything behind the scenes in our personal lives, but we can still show the things we're interested in and still keep some things private and still really be out there from a business perspective. So, yeah.
What's your golden nugget?
Got a couple. One, if you're into making the experience better for your client, you need to get the book Unreasonable Hospitality. Read that. He was the first speaker at CEO Summit, and he was absolutely amazing. Two, I loved during the vision speech, and I brought this up in ALC today, that it made me realize that this past year, the number of transactions in the United States was about the same as it was in 2008. And if you were doing business then, that was a pretty rough year for a lot of people. So pat on the back to all of us who survived and made money last year, because that's a pretty big deal compared to a lot of agents in the country. And then the other thing, kind of Gary Vee and some other people combined, Neil Patel, focus in on something. So I do have two big goals in terms of my business this year. But outside of that, my focus is to update and like make my Google business page active and get my reviews. And that they really talked about honing in and focusing. Some people said 3 avenues of social media. Some people said 7. I think you figure out what works for you and you find that and just do it. And so for me, my first stop is my Google business page. And if you go next year, if you haven't been, or even if you haven't done this, I really honed in on what my goals were for this year before I went, and it made it a lot less overwhelming, and I was a lot more focused on what I needed to hear, and that's what I heard. And so there's that.
Cool.
Chad?
I think actually reflecting on what AJ said about coming home and just processing all this information. I feel like sometimes it's probably a little too smart. But there was this quote I saw, I don't know what it's called, it's just stayed with me, and I actually wrote it down and have it on my board in my office at home. And it said that the cave you fear to enter the most is the one where you find your treasure. Something to that effect. I phone calls. Really, really hate making phone calls. But I know for me, that's what's gonna move the needle. And what was funny about chat picking all of the breakout sessions that align with my goals and where I'm going and my trajectory and everything, the one thing, and when I put it on things back with my notes and slide pictures I took, and I said, all right, let's find the consistency. It basically said the number one thing across all of them was conversations. So I was like, okay, I gotta have conversations. So it's like conversations will move the needle. I have systems in place, but systems support the business and the conversations we have, and just that consistency just beats intensity.
Cool. Well, the last thing I'll say to close us out is we had Jay Shetty there. And one of the things that he shared with us is that anxiousness and gratefulness cannot live in the same space. And with me being so anxious, I have to remember to be grateful. And so at the end of the night, he had this one question that we should ask ourselves instead of what did we do wrong today? The question you, as you're laying on your bed and your thoughts are going spiraling, the question you should ask yourself is, what did I do right today? If you're ending your night with asking, what did I do right today? You're waking up with gratefulness because you're then grounding yourself in all the good that you did that day instead of all of the horrible things or the ways that things didn't go well. So give the panel a hand. And thank you. I would highly recommend if you guys are making a family reunion, start with each commission and just put a note. You got
Talk
it?
about that?
Come on, talk about it.
It's like the most you're gonna be like ready to go. When you take breakthrough 120 and you get those 9 pieces of business, say what I did there. If you put on your commission request and want to and just put like $100 aside, that's like a $900 ticket and get them early, it's $8.99. Look at that math, you get $1 back. So I can't really do anything for a discount when you're in tier 3 of purchasing, but I can do something about connecting you if you start planning now for family reunion next year in Houston. So don't have the dates, I don't think officially yet, but not yet, but if you want to do that, start planning now, and if using us to help hold money off of your commission so that we can get that ticket with you, just let us know.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. And I want us to wear shirts. Culture Committee is gonna get on top of us looking cohesive as a market center. They're gonna have, I am here for t-shirts that match so we can all be.
Right at backpack.
Well, that's fine.
Sure, it'll be extra sweet.
Busy shirt. So yeah, you're ready for next year.
Good job, good job. Before you close up, can I say, if you want to learn what a facilitated panel is, it's that. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Amber.
All right, great day. Make sure you stick around for the agent to CEO class. We're truly humbled to be in business with you. Anything, let us know.